a panel discussion on November the 5th, our lecture series United Nations at 70 Fit for the Future We Want came to an end. 5 distinguished experts discussed our overarching question for that night: are the United Nations fit for purpose? And if not, how can they become fit for purpose?
Discuss, for example, also trade policies.
An additional workload is extremely important for the credibility.
I'm here with one of the co-organizers and senior researchers of the German Development Institute, Silke Weinlich. Welcome, Silke.
Hello, Björn.
Looking back at the panel discussion, what are your takeaways?
I think I have 3 takeaways or 3 lessons learned from that excellent evening. The first one is one which was voiced also by Mr. Rhyner, the UN Youth Vice-Rector. He said the United Nations is not fit for purpose yet. And I would expand on that. The international community and also Germany is not fit for purpose yet. Fit for purpose meaning fit for implementing the Agenda 2030 and for really developing in a sustainable way. My second lesson is that I got a very good feeling that these UN heads of organizations are well prepared and that they acknowledge that there is a lot to do, and that they are prepared to invest into making the United Nations a better organization. The third lesson to me is related to how member states fund the United Nations. I've been working on UN issues for quite some time now, and funding really is a main instrument which can help the UN perform better or which can hinder it because it fosters fragmentation and the like. And I think all Western member states, especially the rich countries, need to think about how they fund the UN because that has a huge impact on the fit for purposeness.
And also future ideas came up that night.
We were discussing that we will organize a future think tank by meeting each other and communicating more on what the future of Bonn and the UN side could be. This would be basically to extend our portfolio in educating young people towards topics which are important in the context of sustainability.
We have to assemble around one theme, and the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations provide a key opportunity to talk about sustainable development in a very integrative and comprehensive world, and we can bring all our mutual strengths, benefits and added values we can bring to one table if we combine them, and I see a great potential for that in the future.
My dream is actually that Bonn is kind of getting a synonym for sustainable development, for a city actually demonstrating and symbolizing the implementation of the Sustainable Development Agenda.
I would like to support the United Nations to get many conferences here concerning sustainability. We have the facilities over here in Bonn, and it would be good for Bonn, and I think it would be good for the United Nations as well to have more conferences over here. We said we have to meet each other on a regular basis.
This lecture series was co-organized by the German Development Institute, the Liaison Office for International Academic Sciences of the City of Bonn, and the Forum of International Academic Sciences at the University of Bonn. What are the outcomes of this lecture series?
I think we covered quite extensively what the UN as the world organization is doing. We talked about peacekeeping, we talked about humanitarian action, about sustainable development, about climate. And I think probably during all of these 9 sessions, it became clear that the UN faces tremendous challenges. Twice it came up that someone said it's not easy to have 193 bosses which tell you what to do. So that's one of the main challenges, that the diverse interests of member states lead to difficult circumstances for UN organizations. At the same time, I think all of the sessions also made clear that the UN is indispensable, even if it faces tremendous challenges, and even if in the course of its 70 years it has failed quite often, and often tremendously. It also has success stories, and we need it in the future years for multilateral collective action.
And this series of events has also proven that connecting the dots in the UN city of Bonn as a global sustainability hub is possible.